Hello guys. I want to talk about my feelings right now. Let us say this is part 1 of it. My thought, a random thought of it is like, how do people desire? Why do people desire? And what's the basis of thinking it? Like, what is the basis, root cause of desire? Why do they desire? On what basis do they desire? And so on and so on. So, like, why people desire? It's not just like people see something, people see some people relationship, people see some car, people see some bungalow, and they kind of get an urge to want it, kind of get an urge to experience it. But why do they get that? On which basis do they get that? On which basis do they rank the urge of it? Because some people need a car more than a bungalow, or some people need a relationship more than a bungalow. They rank their desire, they rank the urge, they rank their base cause. Basically, it comes down to that, which moves their base cause, which moves that base thinking of themselves, that root cause for every desire they have, which thing, which person moves out the most. That's the thing or the person they want the most. That's the thing or person they desire the most. So what do I think is, people can only desire things that are imaginable, or something that can only visualize. You can just think, people can't visualize, people can't desire or want something that they can't visualize. Most of the people just want something they can see. Like, same example, cars, bungalows, relationship with some person, seeing them outward, a person, maybe anything. They can want anything, beach, a land piece, a home, anything. People can only desire or want things that they can see, things that can imagine their brains, something they can see physically or mentally, something they can visualize. Like in a relationship, they can't see it physically, but they can visualize. So people can only desire something they visualize. So what do I think is, like, what is the base cause of all of this? What's the main reason that people desire in the first place? Well, like self-satisfaction, ego constructs, or social constructions, all type of social constructs seep into people, because people not just need cars, they need costly ones, comfortable ones, expensive ones, so that they can show off before people, so that they can make themselves feel more dominant, powerful, important. People run behind the idea of being important, being feel important in society, relationships, even themselves. If people don't feel important for themselves, there's the most likely chance that they will destroy themselves some other time, because the thought of being not important to themselves in itself is very big, like flaw kind of thing, because you don't keep yourself first, but you keep every other person first. These are some advantages and disadvantages, but it helps it that way. So how do people desire? Why do people desire? People can only desire something they visualize. They can't desire something they can't visualize. It's interesting to think, but I feel more interesting to think, how do scientists desire to know something they don't know exactly? Interesting, like scientists want to know how atoms work, how do so many particles exist upon a small thing with just small little forces between them, and how small atoms can make use strong structures, very small atoms can make strong structures. We don't know the complete working behind these atoms and stuff like that, but still scientists want to know something they can't visualize. They want to know. That is not exactly desire, it's curiosity. That is not being feel important, but to know something. You can say that wanting to know something is also a desire. You can visualize the feeling of knowing something entirely and feel important to that. That's a valid statement. But you see, at last, people want, I don't know what, but you can say based on the things people feel, or people not feel exactly, people want to feel, make them feel more important to themselves, to their relation, to close ones, to society, to the whole world. People do things for this exactly, and people have some priorities over them, like the loved ones, society over them, maybe the career over them, maybe because they think that making that particular aspect strong makes them more important, because that is a self-perception. That is a self-perception. If let us say some guy keeps his career in front of him more than him, he doesn't care about health, relations, nothing, mental health, nothing. He thinks that if he is doing good in his career, he is doing ultimately best with himself. You know, or it's their personal perspective, their personal opinion, stuff like that. So you can say that people can't decide something they can't visualize. You have to think of something, visualize something to want the thing to happen in that particular way, or to want a particular thing that is in that way. Particularly, you can't have a random desire without visualizing it first. So desires arise on brain after thinking, after processing some data. Desires arise after visualizing it, after you thinking that that particular thing happening, or that particular thing you have, you having in your control, will make you more important, will make you feel more important. Not important doesn't mean just the feeling of power, that true power, maybe political or money. Feeling important to yourself. Let us say you have loved ones you love, but they don't love you in return. So your desire is they being happy. You love them unconditionally without any expectations. So you your true desire is for them being happy, irrespective of them being with you or not being with you. So what do you classify this particular thing? What do you classify this particular desire? You can't say this is something he's doing for some kind of greed, money. You can't make that thing that vaguely and ranking them on vague, superficial social constructs. But deep inside, he wants to make himself feel important. He wants to make himself feel important by making his loved ones happy, by him seeing his loved ones happy will make him feel important to himself, thinking she may not be with me, but she'll happy. This is very, you can say, a selfless. There is no self in this desire. He gains nothing. He gains nothing. But it's not true exactly. He gains self happiness. He gains self satisfaction, self peace. Let us say he is completely settled in his life. He has money, house, everything. But he still lacks something inside of him. And her being happy, irrespective, like without any direct connection with this guy to that one, if she's happy without his involvement, anything that he's just seeing her happy after so many years, that gives a lot of fucking satisfaction to him, because he truly loves them. This is totally selfless, but it still makes him feel important to themselves, to himself. Really makes him feel important to himself. Really, people chasing feel being important. You just can't say he's selfless. His desire is selfless, and he is a person. What can I say? It has, yeah, the desire has no logic behind it. Like the desire has no constructive logic behind it. No, I don't think that. But everyone chases importance, some kind of importance, curiosity for some people, to want to know something, for him to see her happy. That's it. That's the only thing. It's not that he gains something from them being happy. He just feels happy by seeing them happy. Unconditional love doesn't need a reason. It doesn't need expectations. Just want them to happy, them being happy results undoubtedly being other one happy. It doesn't matter their present situation, financial situation, nothing. They will be happy for it after seeing that. That's the only desire. They have no desires. Like they have nothing. They don't have any logical reasoning behind this. They have nothing. They have nothing. This is just selfless desire, but still having something in it that makes him happy in this selfless thinking, this selfless wishing, selfless hope. But is this truly selfish? Because them being happy, you can't be always happy, and for you thinking that you should always be happy is selfish thing. Same way, you thinking that the others should be always happy is a selfish thing. You want them to be happy. You want to see them every fucking single time happy. Still something selfish, because now they have become part of you. They are not happy, you're not happy. And same self happiness, this is same kind of self happiness it is. So I think it's not completely selfless, not completely logical. Some people say selfless love, unconditional love is logicless. No, it's not like that. It has some logic, because the part they're loving is their part, they're not some other thing. They're a part, and there's a part of them loving makes that happen. There is no barrier, there's just physical distance, but there is no barrier between them. There's nothing stopping to connect them between them. That's how they are. That's how they love. It's quite fascinating. I don't think, finally I'm saying that, I don't think people can desire something, want something, think something that they can't visualize. People can only desire something they can visualize. Let us say you want to know something, but you say, I don't know something, I'm still wanting it. No, you're wanting a situation where you know about that thing. You can visualize the situation, you know about the thing. You can see that, right? So visualizing any kind of situation, any kind of thing, anything that can be visualized. The situation, but not the exact thing, but if you can visualize a situation where you have it or when you know it, then it is desirable. Anything else than that you can't desire, because you can't think of it in the basement. Right? So that's it for today. Let's see again. Maybe a week after again. I don't know. I guess. Bye.